Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing with you a bunch of lunch themed freezer meals. So I did a huge meal prep. This is the second time I've done any real planned like lunch freezer meals, and the first time went so well. It was so nice to have those just because the kids are home all the time. I'm doing homeschooling this year, and it's just lunch is always one of those struggling things, you know, so it was so nice to have those. So I am making some more. I have some new recipes and some old favorites in this video, and let's get right into it because we're already into it. So as you can see, I am making sandwiches. These are actually ham and cheese sliders, and they're really simple. They're just the bread, the ham, the cheese, and then you drizzle over a sauce that I am making now, and I will list all the ingredients here on the screen so you can see. So after you combine all the ingredients, I just put it on the stove on medium-low until the butter is melted, and then just kind of whisk everything together. I don't think I showed that part, but yeah, there it is, all melted, and then you just drizzle that sauce over the sandwiches, and it does make a really sweet sandwich, which is not my favorite, but the kids really liked it. My husband really liked it, and I didn't mind it. The melted cheese and ham, you just can't go wrong, you know. So it was a good recipe. I definitely make a bigger pan next time because we definitely ate more than 3 at once, but this was just an experiment. And so that is the ham and cheese sliders. Alright, moving on to the next recipe. This was inspired by a recipe for pork taquitos. I don't think that I followed the recipe exactly, but I used the basic idea for like the filling and stuff. So it's basically cream cheese, taco seasoning, barbecue sauce, and then I used some leftover pulled pork from a pork roast that I had made, I think the night previous or something. I had a lot of leftover pork, so I found this recipe, and I will tell you this was super good. It's basically like a taco, only the filling is a little bit creamier and it has that barbecue flavor. So it was a little different, but it was really good. And of course, lots of cheese, and then I just rolled them into like mini tortillas, like the small flour tortillas. And I'm not an expert at rolling a taco or a burrito, but I did the best I could. I do the best I can. You'll see that a lot in this video because I have a lot of tortillas in this video. But no, I'm not an expert at it, but just kind of put it in there and squish it down, and it works. And reheating these is really simple too. Since they're all cooked, they just need to be reheated from frozen. I just put them on a baking sheet. I usually set the oven to about 350 and let them sit in there for anywhere from probably 20 to 25 or 30 minutes. Just kind of check them, and I can usually tell by the smell and by checking them when they're done, just when they're fully heated through. And these have been a big hit too. Alright, this one is a repeat recipe. If you saw my last freezer meal prep, you will have seen this one already. And clearly it was a huge hit because we are making it again. They are bagel pizzas, and it couldn't be simpler. I'm just adding a little bit more pepperoni because the girls do like pepperoni on it. Adding the pizza sauce, you can use marinara sauce, whatever it is that you want, and cheese. And then I do flash freeze these for about an hour, at least an hour or a couple hours, just to get them frozen on this sheet pan, and then they can go into the freezer bags a lot easier. They won't stick together, they won't fall apart, if that makes sense. So flash freezing is a step that I do take for this recipe. Not all recipes, but this one it really does help with. And I think I made at least 4 or 6 bags of this. I'm only showing like the one batch really, but I made a lot of these because these are one of our favorites, especially now that my husband's been home for lunch too. It's a huge favorite in the family, and they're just so quick and easy and really yummy. And now we are moving on to just some good old-fashioned tacos, and this is another one. If your family likes tacos and you've never considered them for lunch and you're looking for freezer meal ideas, this is so good. It's so quick and easy. This is literally all I put in the tacos because once you roll them up and freeze them, then any other thing that you like to have with your taco, I just use as a dip. So I'll make a dip of like salsa with some sour cream, some guacamole, and just dip the tacos in. That way you don't have to worry about the fillings and everybody can just have whatever they like with it. But of course you could put other fillings if you wanted in there too. You could really do whatever you want. I don't know if like lettuce or tomato would be very good, but you could put salsa, probably sour cream, that kind of thing in there. Some roasted veggies, actually that sounds really good. I'm gonna try that next time. Maybe some like peppers and stuff in there for my lunch. Anyways, but yeah, this was a hit as well. Really love this, and it's a perfect way to use up a leftover taco meat. All right, moving on, we are using the rest of the leftover pork that I was talking about and just kind of breaking it apart. And I'm actually going to be making some pork pot pies. And I have to be honest with you guys, we have not tried this one yet, so I cannot report as to how it was, but I am planning on trying them this week, so I will keep you posted. Follow me on Instagram if you don't already, and I will try to maybe post an update on there. But it looks really good. I mean, it looks like a recipe that you can't really go wrong. It's hash browns, peas and corn, and then this gravy here, just jarred gravy. So it's really simple, and the pulled pork, and I think that's pretty much it. I think the hardest part of this recipe, honestly, which you'll see in just a second, was getting the pie crust to work because of the containers I used. But, you know, live and learn. I'll probably make it in an actual pie next time because that's kind of the point. Kind of makes sense. I get it now. But, you know, like I said, live and learn. And I'm sure it'll work out. I'm sure it'll taste great. So I did these mini little containers because I just wanted to have smaller options, you know, so that way I can really pick and choose how much food I want to make depending on if my husband's home, if I'm planning on eating with the kids, or if it's just the kids. You know, it's nice to have options and not have to heat up a huge thing because I just like to avoid leftovers whenever possible. Also, part of the reason why I have not tried these yet is because I'm pretty sure you have to let them sit out to thaw before you cook them. They don't go right from the freezer in the oven. I'm not sure. I haven't tried it. Maybe I'll try it both ways and see if it works that way. But I kind of had that in my head as like, oh, well, I can't make this today because it isn't thawed, and then I never think to take it out to thaw it. So I kind of have it on my plans this week to try that for sure and see how that works. But that is just something to note. I think the recipe said that that's what you should do. I know you can buy frozen pot pies though, like at the grocery store, and then put them directly in the oven, so I'm not sure. I will try both ways and let you guys know. Alright, moving on to another recipe that we actually haven't tried yet, like we haven't actually eaten these yet, but I made a variety of breakfast burritos, and my thought was to make them for my husband to take to work, but I think it would be fun to try them for lunch and stuff too, so I'll probably try those. I'll try to put those in the schedule in the next week or two and try those too, because I kind of forgot about these, to be honest. So anyways, I started by browning some sausage, I am scrambling some eggs, and then I'm doing some more scrambled eggs in this container, and I like to do it in a separate bowl when I want to add cream or milk or something to the eggs, because then you can whip them up and get them all really evenly distributed. If I just want quick scrambled eggs, I'll just throw them in the pan like I did earlier, but really depends on my mood and my, laziness level. So here I am setting up for the burritos. I also don't think I had the perfect tortillas. I think I had just like plain flour tortillas, whereas I think burrito tortillas or burrito shells or whatever they're called would be better. I think those are a little bit more like malleable, stretchable, and that was one problem that I had. I feel like I couldn't fit that much into my burritos because the tortillas were kind of stiff, I guess. I don't know, but I'm sure it'll work out just fine. So you can see I have some ham over there, I have my scrambled eggs, and then I am just loading it up. I wanted to use the hot eggs to kind of melt the cheese, to kind of use the cheese as the glue. That was my theory. I'm not sure how it worked out, but that was my plan. Then I did have some hash browns that I had cooked earlier. I guess I didn't even show those cooking, but I did have some of those, and I threw those in there just to kind of bulk up the burrito a little bit. And that is it for the breakfast burritos. Like I said, we haven't actually tried them yet, but I will definitely keep you guys posted. Probably in the next meal prep video, I will let you know if I make them again. You'll know that they were a hit. Okay, to wrap up this video, I am doing a couple of classic recipes, not even recipes, they're just like things. Grilled cheese and quesadillas is what we have left, and I basically use just a whole loaf of bread, at least two if I feel really ambitious, and I just throw together the grilled cheeses. I throw together the quesadillas. I use shredded cheese for the quesadillas. I use American cheese for the grilled cheese. And one thing I like about cooking these kind of at the same time is that the butter on the skillet from the grilled cheese will kind of help with the quesadillas, but I don't actually have to butter the tortillas, if that makes sense. So that's one plus, but I do cook them both before I freeze them, and I find that they reheat in the oven a lot better. They have that sort of crispy shell already, and they just taste really good. My kids really love these reheated. I really like them, and I just love the convenience of it. And you can reuse that parchment paper. Just make sure it's oven safe, and you can use that on your pan when you reheat them as well. Alright guys, that completes this video. Here's a shot of most everything I made this day. There's actually, the bagel pizzas didn't make it into that shot, but I'm pretty proud of that. That's pretty impressive if I do say so myself, and give us lots of lunches. So thanks so much for watching guys. I will talk to you again very soon. Bye!